Alright, welcome for another episode for Musika Lokal podcast. And before tayo magpadayon, gusto na ako magpasalamat for being with us in the last 2 days. Gikan ba sa Musika Lokal playlist and gabi sa Emo Night Unplug. And thank you for everything sa pagsuporta ninyo and even po sa atong mga sponsors gabi, MK Cravings, Emmanuel Agua of Blood Flowers and Tirada, the Bad Bro Studios, si Palco, Bell's Juiced, and Pierce Driving School, and also to OBM for making it possible. And also for the bands who played last night. Sad, Atus in My Story, ito, Anxiety Attack, and Perfect Average, Honesty Island, and Neo. So thank you guys for being with us last night. Kung gusto niyo makita nato sa atong page, kung gusto niyo review mga songs dito, mga nag-play nga bands, go check it out after running a podcast. So okay, without any further ado, please help me welcome ang isa sa mga finalists sa Wacken Metal Battle, mga may tabo karong March 24, and a good friend of ours from Iloilo City, from the metalcore band Surebol. Please help me welcome VC. Alright, bro?
Hey guys.
Kumusta, bro? Kumusta?
Mayong hapon.
Kabulok
Okay,
ka, bro, kakaibog ko si mga bege. You can speak you can speak two dialects aside from Iloilo, kabalo ka magbisaya, like makasabot bitaw ka. Like may pa si VC.
Gamay naman. Gamay naman. Mao jud na isa ka mansani. Siguro naganahan ko nakasabot og magbisaya kay sa mga tour sa like Davao or any part sa Mindanao ba para maka-communicate taron sa mga organizer din sa Mundia. So yeah, it's a good additional sa arsenal kumbaga para dali na mag-communicate.
Ako maulo ko ba Tagalog bugo sa una, gabali-bali pa ang Tagalog sa mga. Sabot na ni sa Bisaya pandamay.
Sabot mag-Bisaya
So you guys have been so busy lately ba? Since last year. Ni balik since nag-loosen restrictions sa pandemic, you guys have been on tour all around the country, right? And nag-release mag-song. And also nag-partner po mo clothing line and being one of the finalists sa Wacken Metal Battle Fest. Grabe ba?
Yeah.
So much blessings. Grabe. Congrats, bro.
Daghan kayo na itabo since last year. Kay last year, what we planned for the band is to really go back on making music and touring because that's what we have missed for a good 2 years. Though, sa 2 years na to, nagsige mamig like mga live recording, all the things that you can do online. Pero like not only us for sure, like majority of the bands like miss playing live. So when we got the some information that some restrictions have been lifted, like pwede naming maka-travel. So we made sure that we book a couple of shows that year, but wala mi nag-expect ato na maka like full swing last year. Like siguro one of the busiest years that we have on touring was last year. Because atong mga like way back when we were doing tours, we just do like at least 2 shows out of the outside of Iloilo, like mag Manila me or mag Cebu. But last year marag naka Cebu, like Visayas and Mindanao, we are able to do shows. And it's our first time doing show in Iligan and CDO, so that's really one for the books. And the atmosphere there it's really different. That's the reason why we're coming back this September. So yeah.
Well, looking forward Dana, bro ba. Kabalo ka, bro. Nay mga pangutana ba? Sa ako pangutana sa ako kay. Migo mo ni VC ba yung pangutana kanang how do you do your tours bro kanang naay ba label ga back sa inyo or this is come gid sa gikan sa inyong own package?
Plano ever since actually I wanted to do it like DIY. Kay to be honest, na-influence ko aning isa ka local band man din sa Iloilo, which they are they are doing tours on their own. Their band is they're a thrash metal band.
Mm.
Their name is Mongrel Blood.
Mm.
And before, when I'm doing some media stuff locally myself, I was able to interview them.
Mm.
And some of their members, well, not some of their members, but their members were also good friends kay iba nila na members, mga office mate manako.
Ah.
So during that interview, I was able to get some ideas on how to do it. And even then, they told me that some of the things that they do might not work for our band. So at least you get the idea of how to do it.
Mm.
So after atong interview, I think it was still a couple of years before we formed Surebol. And then after that, I tried doing it myself as well. Like just going through Facebook atong like unsa ni very popular pa mga Facebook groups.
Oh.
So mag-search lang ko ana sa mga Facebook groups like metal band like metalcore Cebu or metalcore Luzon, and magsige lang ko ana diha mag-join sa mga groups. And then mag-join ko ana mga group, mag-scroll ko ana if kinsa diha mag-post anang mga event poster ba.
Mm.
Tapos mag-check ko ana nilang profile, ako i-check if organizer sila or if banda. And if organizer, mag-PM ko ana nila. Like,
Mm.
ka-funny ganyan na, kay mag-PM ko na mga organizer, like mag-PM ko na like mga 20 productions,
Oh.
only one or only two respond. Tapos ang iba mag-respond, mag-ingat pa na, ay, sorry, pero dili mi available sa mga unang date. So it's just like a long shot.
Mm.
Dili man jud siya like 100% na makapag-book ang show sana. But yeah, so just going back to like booking shows, we're doing it on our own. So siguro through
Mm.
time that we have been touring, it has been much easier because doing shows outside Iloilo, you met other people like organizers, and some of them likes your music, so mag-add sa Facebook, and
Mm.
then mag-PM, uy, pwede mo diya madto, tapos mag-tour mga na. So yeah, so I try to make sure na pure DIY amuhang pag-book sa mga shows. And then yeah, we are just fortunate enough that we are able to meet some of these people that are willing to help us book our shows. And yeah, one of that is you.
Oh.
Na nagtabang namo na makabook di ang show sa Iligan ng CDO. So thank you so much, bro.
Hey, Kwan bro, you're welcome bro. Anything. So sa Kwan bro, especially karon na may social media, nagyuban din naga-tour, di ba? So, unsay
Hmm.
important sa touring sa usa ka banda? Like unsay mo makuha ba?
Touring for one is I would consider that as a test to your musicality as a band.
Mm.
Because when you are doing shows in your own backyard, people knows you. Like
Oh.
the bands that you have played with knows you already. So they kind of like already expect what type of music you play. So some of these guys are your friends. So you got that comfortability of playing shows in your own backyard. But playing shows in other places would really test your musicality. When I say musicality, it's like you would know if your music is already on that level where people would appreciate it, even though they have heard you for the first time.
Mm.
So that's one thing that would make a band mature. At the same time, seeing the culture, the discipline of other bands that are doing in other cities. You would be able to get some of that information and then apply it in your own music. Like for example, when we played our not our first show in Luzon, but it was album launch by Destroy Pretty Boy in
Mm.
Cavite. So we're able to play on that event, and amo nakauban ato sa gig is Embercore, Sunflower Project, like mga top tier metalcore bands sa Luzon.
Mm.
And we are so blown away of how they are disciplined, They are bringing their own amplifiers sa mga events just to make
Mm.
sure that they sound good live.
Mm.
Those type of discipline, normally we don't see that on our local shows. Kay diri, mag-rent pa kami band gears, make sure that everything's all good already, that the bands
Mm.
won't have the hassle of bringing their own uh, equipment, aside from, of course, their guitars and then their effects. But the discipline of bands from Luzon are really, I would say they are really taking things on a much bigger level compared, and that's what we have adapt. That if you wanted to sound really good, you need to invest in some of this, in some of this equipments that they have, and other thing is maturity of the band. The
Mm.
band really matures a lot when you do a lot of shows. You will be tested by, money wise, like how much
Mm.
you like budget on touring is especially if you're DIY. You don't expect people to pay for your airfare or for your food or whatnot. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't, but you just need to take what's being offered to you. So the band's attitude towards each other can really be tested when you are going on tour. So it's really a fun experience, to be honest. And the other perks of that one is like knowing a lot of people and making connections that would help you on your future shows. So yeah.
Okay, before ta magpadayon, no, ako sa i-shoutout day si Joseph Cudet, si Tabak, nananaw si Tabak,
Ah,
and all, hmm.
my guy.
Yeah! Ang Tabak ng
Joseph.
Iligan.
Yes.
Isa sa pinaka-power
Love you,
nga
Joseph.
drummer sa Iligan, ba? Ba?
Bitaw.
And napod, nagtanaw pod si Jet Moscoso.
Oh, that's my cousin.
Okay, shoutout sa cousin ni VC. And
Yes.
speaking of touring the world, we got the pleasure to tour with you guys. Bisag gamay na kay nga
Yeah.
tour bay. Thankful kami adto. And
Okay.
we got to tour with you at Twist in My Story and Surebol. And sakto tim gingon ganina for the first time. Napod mi nakuha sa inyo, especially playing live, how you guys are disciplined, ang stage presence, katugod dami dito nakuha tanan. And para sa imo importante ba ang stage presence sa isa ka banda? Kay rag usay magud nga malimtan na usay sa bands ba nga mas ma-focus na sa ilang
Yeah.
music.
So actually, it works. Kay daghan ng mga banda na very technical.
Mm.
So when you are playing two technical parts on your band, so I would really understand that you need to focus on that. But for me personally, my take on that one is stage presence is very important because at the end of the day, you are on stage, so you are expected to perform. And one of the things that I have learned personally in making that connection with people, that they would know and they would feel that you really appreciate your music is how you perform on stage.
Mm.
So, it's like doing an act. Like it's like performing or doing any type of thing. So which involves performing. You really need to internalize what you're doing. You really need to feel it. That way, people would understand in some sort of level that you guys really love what you're doing, and it adds more visibility to the band when when they are uh, playing their hearts out on stage.
Oh.
And I think unsa ni, uh, that's one thing that I always advise my band members, and that's only before because we are able to play shows wherein walay tao, like we're the last band to play,
Mm.
and the only guys left to watch us are some drunk dudes, some the waiters, and the cashier in the bar. So sometimes that degrades your morale as a band, wherein parang wala na mong worth ba kay wala na
Mm.
taho. So
Mm.
one thing that I have told them that with or without people, we need to play as if it's we're playing in front of 100 people watching us.
Mm.
So that type of discipline parang na carry over through time, and then I don't need to tell them that if why mag-slam, in front of us, we just stand there and just, play like,
Mm.
like we're just practicing. So we need to make sure that we're on that certain level, like always giving our 100% every time that we play. And that kind of like carried on through time that we are playing shows, that we always need to be, regardless if we're exaggerating our performance, it always has to be 100% or more than that what we are giving on stage.
I think pod kay kung taas pwede mo stage presence, presence nyo bala pag mingon sila over. Um, isa maguna ka kuan pod na makawin ka og listeners para sa imong songs. Like, especially if you
Exactly.
play your original songs, like wala pa nakadungog sa imong songs. Nobody knows your
Yeah,
band, nobody knows your songs. And then ang imo rag yung marag kibali investment ana para maka paminaw sila sa imong band is to play your hearts out, di ba?
stage presence bitaw. And others
Mm.
would remember you
Oh.
from, others would even remember you not by your songs, but how you perform on stage. So that's also one thing of them discovering your music. And not like, for example, oh, kaning banda gabi man sila sa stage ba, unsa ni gani
Mm.
ilang band name, mag-search sila, so pakita
Mm.
sa, okay, naa sila mga original. So that's also one thing of like, part of marketing your band as well.
Mm. Kay samo pod ni Ferville pod we've talked about this last week. I think ang kuan pod writing decent songs and stage presence always go hand in hand when it comes to band and performers, right? Kay
Yeah, so
mm.
bitaw kay and also, both of them needs to be balanced.
Oh.
Kay dili pwede magsige lag unsa ni like too much dili ko siya ba sa Bisaya, but if you're performing too much, like
Mm.
giving too much on stage, and you are not able to play your music correctly,
Mm.
then that doesn't, they don't meet halfway. So you need to make sure that you balance them out. You know which parts you need to be at your 100%, and which parts you need to be focusing on, especially ano mga ad-lib, or you guys are doing some breakdowns wherein you need to be more like more
Mm.
focus on the chords. So you just have to be balanced with that. And other bands actually have their own choreography, wherein
Oh.
this part di sila like mag sana like mag-give their 100%, and sa mauni na part mag-focus. So it just has to be balanced. So you need to make sure that you're still performing at the same time. You're performing your music in a manner that walay like no mistakes, because it's very important as well.
Mm. Kadamdam ko pa ingon nimo nga na choreography. Kadamdam ko sa mga metalcore sa una, like early to
So,
2010s.
bitaw.
Asking Alexandria.
Na, bitaw, magana na, from first to last.
Oh.
Bisag karon, ano banda from uh, Japan? Ay, dili mo ko
Oh,
sa Japan.
Japan. Nakamantay ko ana. Kalimot ko sa band
Naadi
name.
sila,
Mm.
nakalimot mo sa banda yung ana, pero manaadi sila ng choreography. Kailan may makayog ta naman
Oh.
anang mga choreography ba. So it really depends sa gimmick man sa mga banda.
Mm. Especially sa una, guitar spins was still a thing sa mga
Yeah,
gitarista. Mag-guitar spin ka,
nako
like,
din na sa
di ko maayuan ni mo eh. Wala, mag-ikag kasayop sa mong
Uy,
chords.
hana.
Gabi.
Guitar spin sila, bitaw.
Mm.
Bisa karon gabi man sila gyapon, bisa daghan mo gyapon mo banda magsige mga guitar spin. Story of the year ba? Story of the year.
Oh,
Gabi
story
man
of the
sila
year.
mga
Oh.
guitar spin o mga bass spin. So yeah,
Mm.
those are the days.
Oh, those were the days. Ano doon mo ko pinakauna no kita Story of the Year days ilang music video nga Until the Day I
Mm.
Die mo siya to. Wala gigito yak
Oh,
guitar.
mag 360 pa din na, mag
Oh, 260.
360 o tumbling ba?
Oh. Unya na I think next na ako nakita kay Gwen Alisana. Ingon ana.
Oh, Alisana man po. Gabi man sila sa live.
Mm.
Alisana unsa man yung mga grabe sa live sa una. Devil Wears Prada man, grabe man sila sa live sa una. Anong
Oh,
Under Oath, Under Oath.
under. Kadumdum ka sa kwan sa
Under Oath.
Devil Wears Prada, Cornerstone live nila. Like wala si
So atong
Mike
sa
ato. Mm.
oo, atong may nag-session na sila. Like,
Ah,
duha ka
nag-session
vocalist.
sila.
Oo, bitaw.
Nakalimutan ko
Ano,
sila
ito cornerstone kay Murag, ano man to? Christian,
Christian
uh,
Fest, Music Fest.
Christian Fest, Music Fest man to.
Oh.
Mo dito mo kasagsagad sa mga Christian bands, eh.
Oh. Like ganun naman silang keyboard sa doing yang gi ko yang gi sa yung keyboard sa kisuk-suk niya sa amot basta gijuke sa siya tanawon like sa una sa una ba kay grabe ang kwan sa una ba ang stage presence when it comes to metalcore bands. Then
For me,
suddenly
no.
nagkainay hindi siya kainay like everybody was so technical na lang kung sa dapat imong
Oh,
kwan.
technical na jud. Ano
Mm.
pag-enter na sa mga siguro dili naman jud ko updated sa mga like mga newer bands.
Mm.
Pero ano siguro pag-enter na sa mga like nag-transition nag seven string
Oh.
atong nag-combine na ng chant o metalcore dito na nag-start ang mga technical. So pero lami mangyapon
Mm.
kay may naa na different layer of like like nag-evolve ng metalcore ba from just being bouncy to really something that you
From
can say
being
na
bouncy.
technical ka. Oh,
From being
bitaw.
bouncy and running man.
Oh, galing mo na grabcore.
Oh, grab core. So for the pa bro, shout out sa nato ning nagkuan din. Shout out kay Noah and Noah of A Twist in My Story. Ana siya din.
Oy, shout
Dagan
out Noah.
dagana tog matun-an dawi oys. And also from Lars Di Uzulit. Shout out mga sirs, Charisma Man, Vox here. Kay Louie inyong basis ng tanaw po siya. And and also
Cool.
kay Dilos Reyes JM. Congrats and good luck,
Oh,
Surebol. And
yeah,
also kay
JM De Los Reyes, anang vocalist sa Idolon. Kauban lang
Okay.
naman
Oh.
sa regional. Oh, sa
Kadimo ka sa
regional siya.
ilang kwan, bro? Kadimo ka sa ilang single? Ayos ilang single ba? Like na-play na mo
Oh,
last,
duha naman nakabilog ilang lami na kayo sila. Isa mag-live fighter,
ba? Kita lang sila live.
fighter sila. Oh, nakakuyog naman yan na like two shows kay akong isa ka banda Enclosure.
Oh.
Ilahang gitarista. Kay gitarista man namo sa Enclosure sa F-Boy. So,
Okay.
if may naigig sa ilaha which is Bacolod
Mm.
or a neighboring city man din sa Visayas, tuwad kami dito. So, most likely magsunod din na kaming set. So, yeah, first time nakita ko nila sa last year ba to siguro? Yeah, last year.
Mm.
Na-blown away ko kay uh, nag kay may naa silang synth.
Oh,
Tapos
nasa isin.
yeah. So lami kayo ilang music. So I'm pretty sure that they're gonna be, going a long way with their music. And I think they are in the process of finishing their EP or their album as well. So, most likely anytime soon mag-tour naman din na sila.
Oh, speaking sa nag-release pa magbago pod nga single which is ang Rabbit Hole. Unsay writing process niyo
Yeah.
ani, bro? How did you busy kay mo since yung tours and
Yeah.
shows? Ginsa niyo pag sulatan ning Rabbit Hole?
Actually, ang Rabbit Hole, dugay na jud na siya na natapos ang guitar parts.
Ah.
Kay, I think during pandemic pa man to siguro. Oh, during pandemic, nag-decide mag-release og new track. Kay
Mm.
the last time that we released a brand new song was 2018 pa man siguro. Ang Remnants. Though Remnants was, dugay naman kayo na gibuhat pero na-record lang din siya o na-release 2018. So after ato nag-decide ng pandemic na why don't we try something new, try to revamp our music a little bit compared to the much heavier side kay ang Remnants, Decisions, like uban naman ng mga songs planned out for the second EP supposedly was more on just like heavy stuff. So Rabbit Hole was created to have a different type of vibe to the type of music that we're playing. And I'm not sure if others would realize that, but for us it's a much slower pace song compared to the others. So normally how we create the mechanics of the songs is that Sam, our guitarist, would be sending out demos on guitars and then like backbone, and then after that I would be creating the lyrics, and then after that we will try to see if syllabication is correct, and then Sam is also doing some correcting on that one if syllabication dili fits sa pag-transition sa mga guitar parts or whatnot. So, after we finalize that, we'll try to jam it or, do some rehearsals live. Uh, and then, after that, if we're satisfied, then that's the time that we decide if we're gonna be recording the song. But for Rabbit Hole, uh, it was only decided to be recorded this year. This year, I think. This
Mm.
year, though we already performed that last like 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago
Pero dili
when
pa
we
siya
decided
complete
to.
pag-perform niya or humana na gid siya.
That time we thought it was already complete,
Mm.
but when we reviewed that, there are some changes like sa guitar parts and drum parts that we need to revamp. So, maudud na ang benefit. Like one thing I have learned as well that because sometimes you are very impulsive when you create like new music.
Mm.
Sometimes mag-create ng music this week and then we are able to finish that.
Mm.
Mag-decide na tayo, oh, next week mag-record na ta. And
Mm.
then after that, when you recorded, you're already satisfied with that. But the beauty of like really waiting for the right time to record your songs
Mm.
is to continue listening to it, performing it live or through rehearsals, and through there, makapamati mo if may napag changes,
Mm.
or much better, constructive criticism from like close friends that you let them listen to your songs because they could advise more that like the guitar parts doesn't fit the body of the song, so you might need to change that. So but before sa among mga previous songs, first album,
Mm.
wala dyan mga filter what we rarely take some advice because we kind of like just wanted to follow what we think is sounds good for us. But as you mature, you are more open to suggestions of other people outside from your circle.
Kabantay ba ka bro once magsulat mo kanta like naumana na ninyo like this song is finished na ready for recording then suddenly
Mm.
some idea pops up like gusto na nimo isulod ning idea but naumana ninyo record ang song
Oh,
and then and the only chance na lang inyo know what is to bawion na lang ninyo sa live.
sa live na lang. Yeah.
Mm.
And mao na akong gigiingon ganina nga it's better not to record your songs right away.
No.
I
Kana
think
jud.
it's more advisable to at least wait out a couple, that you played it more than once, more than twice,
Mm.
and then listen to it live. Because not unless you guys are already satisfied with the song, then if you wanted to record it, then go ahead. But it's good to sometimes just wait it out and then try to listen to it more, and try to ask some advice from other people if sa kaibigan. Like those people who really understands your music too.
Mm.
Like there are others that might just give you some advice which doesn't really relate or dili mag uh like the reflection to the song dili man jud siya it wouldn't reflect to the song.
Ah.
So it's better to either ask advice from people around you or you personally. If you really want to study your song, then go ahead and do that. Like sit down and listen to it and see what other changes you can do to help you improve it. Because at the end of the day, it's
Mm.
better release something 100% ready than half baked kumbaga. So
Oo.
yeah.
Sumo jud. So kini pong Rabbit Hole nag-record na pud music video. So when is it coming out,
Yeah.
bro? Dagan mi gahulat ba sa music video.
Actually, atong music video, supposedly,
Mm.
tapos na din siya. We're just waiting for the for a storyline.
Mm.
So storyline, we're waiting for we've tapped some of our friends to be the model
Mm.
sa music video, but siguro daghan man kayong mga like other friends are busy at the moment. Plus nagdugang pa dyan ang Wacken, so na-push
Oh.
back din siya. Na-push back na dyan because we're supposed to release the music video this March, but since we got the announcement from Wacken
Mm.
uh, a little earlier this month. So we decided to just push it back a little further, and siguro mag-release kami na siguro mga May or June, somewhere there.
Ah, okay, okay. So speaking sa Wacken, isa mo sa finalist, bro. Grabe ba, congratulations. Kaya ingon ni ko to.
Thank you.
Kay basta nang giingon ganina inyong stage presence like I've seen you guys live for the first time last August. May kung ano wonder ba eh. No wonder nga ma-appeal sila sa finalists. So bro, unsay storya ni Ben bro pag kuan nyo sa Wacken? Like how did you guys decided to join or and unsay
Actually,
inyong
joining
mm. Sige
yeah,
bro.
so actually joining Wacken was decided last minute. Actually, it's only me who decided to join. Kaya wala man dyan na open up sa among group chat, or we didn't talk about it during rehearsals. Though last year, they have announced about it. I think that's during our tour in uh, Cebu and Dumaguete.
Mm.
So they released that they are open for applications, and I think it's only like a week. So nag-release sila karong week, and then pagka next week mauna tong mag-decide sila if kinsa man ilang finalists for Wacken. So that time, the timing wasn't good. We decided, personally, we decided not to join, and wala man din siya it's not really an interest for the band, even before to join Battle of the Bands, because I think we're just too comfortable doing tours. Though we are able to secure a finalist slot for Bandidos way back in 2019,
Oh.
but dili pa gid siya timing ato kay uh, ang pag-announce nila is during our Taiwan tour, or
Mm.
during our tour, our show in Taiwan. So wala namig budget ato, so we capped our budget for that, so we decided not to push through with the Bandidos. And I think it's not really for us that time. So mo na, like I mean, if it's always for me, I think it's really God's timing.
Oh,
We're
amen, amen.
in when he decides to do something, it's you really can't control anything that he decides for you, or for the things that you love to do. So we decided to join Wacken. That was the day atong tour sa Lilith din sa Visayas.
Oh.
So during that time, na before me like after the show, after the gig, I told them na mag-shoot ugma para sa audition sa Wacken.
Mm.
So, everyone was not informed, and, we're not really expecting anything. So we kind of just like wanted to push our luck, see if, how it goes. And then the next day, ako tingog ko man ato kay wala pa ko recover from last night ba.
Oh.
So, very limited ang takes that we can do. So, I think we only did 3 takes or 4 takes during that time. Kay dili na jud ko ato maka, like, if you do more takes na mali kami sa mga chords or whatnot, sigurado na ma-push back yun siya. So after that, we shoot the next day, and then Monday siguro or Tuesday after na mag-shoot, i-upload na akong video without anything, like without any, i-edit na akong gamay, color grading, and then just upload it and see how it goes. And then luckily, happy nag-join mi ato na nakakuha mig like ilala man to shares, mga some more than 40 or 50 shares, and then among views ato like mga 2.5 during the first day or second day. So happy na mi ato na our entry was appreciated. And then it was very long pa before they decided to announce the finalists. So and then after naman mag-send, daghan na nag-send sa mga entries. So imo naman wala din nag-send sa daghan mga paita na mga banda na nag-audition from Visayas. So, and some of these bands we know, like Shuriken, Adamanta, we have played with them in Dumaguete. Shuriken, we have played with them in CDO during Rig Out Fest.
Oh, Rig Out Fest.
So yeah, Rig Out Fest. So and Idolon as well. So we don't expect anything from that. I think our own perception is that we're just happy that we are able to submit an entry that kind of like takes something out of our chest, that at least we tried, and then whatever the result, we can just continue with our own endeavors as a band. But at least we tried something really really out of our comfort zone, kumbaga, I would say. And luckily, yeah, we got the slot for the final. So yeah, very happy for that as well.
Pagkabalo nimo sa kwan bro, sa balita nga napil mo sa finalist. Unsa imong gikuha na to? Like unsa imong gibuhat like
Uh, well, the first one is that actually going towards the I kind of like in the back of my mind. I did not, I did not put too much attention.
mm,
But somewhere inside me, I was like very anxious to know who are the finalists because in Manila before they are going to be doing the regional finalists. So I thought that we are going to be competing physically, like
oh,
Music Laban set up wherein we are going to be traveling, like somewhere Cebu, Bacolod, or we're going to hold it here in Iloilo, and then we're going to compete. So the thing about our entry, it's very blunt, it's very simple. We don't do our stage performance because it's only like a live recording. So I was really thinking that you know if they are looking for stage presence, we're already zero on that scorecard because we don't did anything that on that on our entry. So the week leading towards them announcing the regional finalists, it was very unexpected because they did not say anything. Though they have posted, though Wacken posted a video about them judging,
mm,
the judging process, but that's already for the finals. Really, I didn't know that's already for the finals, which they have already chosen the regional finalists. So when I got the news, I was actually still asleep during that time.
mm,
And then when I woke up, I have like 45 notifications, which is not normal.
mm,
So when I saw that, I have very mixed emotions. At the same time, very happy that we are able to proceed uh, with the regionals or for the first round of the finals. And then I thought that time the five qualifiers will be competing live,
mm,
which it ended up that they have already judged the finalists who will be pushing through sa finals. So fast forward sa finals, I was still asleep because from my night shift.
mm,
When I woke up, I have 23 notifications, and I was you're kind of like in disbelief.
oh,
You're kind of like on cloud nine. Uh, it's a very weird feeling, to be honest, because I think that's one thing that I am very proud to say that for our band who's been doing our thing for the past years, we have finally proven something that we are able to compete on that level, and and that particular event was judged by the top tier musicians of the Philippines,
mm,
which everyone's looking up to. So when I heard the news, I mean the band on our group chat is already on video call, where they're already planning out, what are they going to do, like what are the plans, like what changes or what type of preparation we're going to do. So I just joined, I just woke up, and then it kind of like it took a very long time before everything sunk in. So siguro mga after 1 day or 2 days pa siguro na ako like na normalize akong self na okay, finalist na tayo makatugtog na tayo Amaranto. Because Amaranto Stadium is something that I think I'm not sure for other bands, but for me that's one of the uh, dream venues that I wanted to
mm,
play. And I think you saw that as well in my post before. That I saw a local band, Point Lickale, playing Amaranto, and it's very unreal for me during that time. Like how a local band can do that, like play on that stage and all that. And after more or less 20 years, I was able to fulfill my dream to play on that big stage. So regardless of the result of the finals, I'm just very happy that we are able to get that opportunity, that Surebol was able to get that chance to have a slot to play in Amaranto, and play alongside with other amazing bands in the Philippines and international as well.
mm. Imagine ba sharing stage with the top tier metal bands in the country.
Exactly.
And also Born of Osiris, right? who'll be playing.
Yeah, Buenos Aires ang ilang and daghan pa kayo. Daghan pa silang mga other foreign bands that they invite.
Mm.
I think Sable Hills is there. They are the Wacken champion for 2022. 2022 in Germany. So
Oh.
they are going to be there as well. So yeah, it's very unexpected and mixed emotions kayo.
Mm. Ang ila pong lineup bro ba? Yes bro ba kay sa 12 p.m. pa lang ang mag-open is ang typecast. Like
Yes.
the whole bands will be playing there. Is grabe, power
Yeah.
kayo. Power kayo ang lineup.
Like all of the bands playing are just all heavy hitters.
Oh.
So, I think your ticket, like regardless if VIP ka or general admission, sulit
Mm.
kayo for a show like that. It's from 12 p.m. till
12 midnight.
it's gonna go
Mm.
beyond 12
Oh,
midnight for
yes, yes.
sure. It's gonna go beyond 12 midnight for sure. So, I'm really looking forward to that, and it's gonna be a crazy day for us there.
Mm.
And exciting and tensions rising for sure.
Mm. Before ta magpadayon bro, shoutout po na to balik kawalan out ni. Shoutout to si Kem
Oh,
Mikael Cuevas. I think he's from Iligan. Melrek
ooh.
Paul Ledesma Tornia. May nga pong Surebol #1 fan since day one.
Wow,
And
salamat.
Terb Takit sa 24 bro VC. And Rafi
Yep,
Torres Gabuyog. Surebol, let's go.
yep.
Ano siya?
Si Terb siya ning frontman sa Redeemed by the Blood. So shout out
Ah, okay
Terb.
bro.
Yep.
Shoutout.
And good luck sa ato sa 24. And si Melrick, one of our close friends, MC in Bacolod as well.
Mm.
So shout out sa kay Melrick. See you soon, brother.
Ang Redeemable Power yung sinakakuan bro ba? Nga Christian band.
Yes, gabihan nila.
Mm.
Gabihan nila. First time na nakuyog nila was way back in 2017. Ato nag-tour kami sa Enclosure sa
Oh.
Davao.
Mm.
So nakuyog naman nila. They are very, like, stage presence, their music is very on point. And ang duha ka brothers, si Jericho, yung older brother, man siguro ilang drummer.
Mm.
So power naman na sila. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing them live again. And nagkuyog niya na earlier this year
Oh,
sa
January.
Luzon Tour, yeah,
Mm.
January sa Matchbox and sa Icon Century sa Master Jesus. So it's really good to share the stage with them again and seeing them again this 24 sa Camaranto.
And also shoutout kay Pastor Doy from Both by Blood.
Yeah,
Shoutout.
Pastor Doy, shout out.
And
Grabe
also,
suporta ni Pastor na
grabe ba? In kabantay ka bro, I mean sa US where asa ginadagan nagsugod ng mga metalcore nga Christian bands is nga decline. And then sa Philippines kay murag on the rise pod bali ba kay bali. On the rise pod ng mga metalcore pod ng mga bands pod na Christian.
Yeah,
Mm.
daghan. I mean, we have met a couple as well during and others, and I think it's very important that bands like us,
Mm.
like not only us, but Christian bands in general who are still pursuing the music and really carrying the flag of being a Christian and not being ashamed is
Mm.
very eye-opening for other bands as well who wanted to take that direction because taking that direction or taking the direction of being a Christian band, it's kind of like going to be a tough road at times
Oh.
because of other people, uh, the talks of other people. But I think one thing that I've learned through the years of carrying that flag is that you just need to stand your ground and make sure you need to be as vigilant as how they are vigilant to you guys, not in a sense that you fight back, but how
Mm.
you deliver the message. How you could combat that criticism is perform well on stage,
Mm.
create songs that are really on that level wherein they can't say anything from you aside from that.
Mm.
Because just imagine if uh you're claiming to be you're claiming to be a Christian band, and then they see your songs not on a level wherein you could compete on their level. That's a more dangerous stuff to take. So I think you really need to study which route you're taking with your music, and then be good at what you do. And at the end of the day, it's just people talking. It's not going to affect you. It's not going to affect your music. A bigger threat in a band is when the issue comes from the inside. But if the
Uh,
issue only comes from the outside, that thing doesn't do anything to your musicality or to your band. So you just need to stand your ground and just continue, do what you're doing.
I think pod sa isa pod ka banda importante gid ang relationship within the bandmates ba. Like
Yeah.
you're like a family or a one team gid ba. Mm.
Yep. Kay what sets apart bands who are uh, creating a close relationship with one another is the familiarity
Mm.
of each members from one another, which is you are sure that you know these guys would stick to you through thick and thin, especially for bands who have been uh, creating music for a couple of years already.
Mm.
I think that relationship grows. And one thing, just like what we have talked earlier, that doing tours and doing shows
Uh,
outside would really create that larger impact to one another. Because when you are on tour, there are a lot of things that you're going to experience. Like you know, it's like a test of your patience, test of how you're going to be dealing with things in a matter of time, because sometimes things just happen, just like our experience in uh uh that's way back in 2017 when we did a show in Antipolo, wherein
mm.
we got turned down by a it's not a hotel, but it's like a pension house.
Mm.
So because our budget is very tight. So we can't afford to, stay on hotels that, cost more than how much we have left in our pocket. So we kind of like just, circle around Antipolo and find a place wherein we could stay. And then we found this very affordable place wherein we could stay. But it ended up them turning us down because it's kind of like funny because they said that we wanted to get a family room, but they said
Mm.
that we can't accommodate you guys because you're not a family. So it's kind of like a weird reason for that. But like majority, what do you call this? During that time, like we no longer have a place to stay, and we are so tired from the show that we did the previous night, plus the travel and all that. So it's really good to have like a level head. Your head is very level in that certain situation, and it's good that majority of us guys from Surebol, we already know how to deal with certain situations like this. So those type of simple things that you come across during your tour,
Mm.
it's very important because it builds your relationship to one another, like how you watch each other's back and how you make this last minute decisions, if things like go south. So yeah,
So during that tour, bro, where did you stay? Bagi turn down mo itong kwan.
during that time we go directly to Masinag, which is the first no, the second venue or the second church
Mm.
of Mash for Jesus. So we just went there. We did not take a bath or anything.
Mm.
Nagpanibil lang ato because we didn't have time to do that because the show starts at uh I think around 5. So
Mm.
we arrived in Antipolo around 1. So supposedly what we just wanted to do is find a place to crash, leave our things, eat, and then take a nap or whatnot. But we ended up staying in the church. The only money that we have left was around 200, so we just decided to eat at McDo. We find one Happy Meal and then we shared it for the five of us. And yeah, after that we did a show in the evening, and luckily we found a place we're in. But the place that we have found, we are only allowed to stay there for 4 hours. So we
Mm.
took advantage of that, stayed there for 4 hours, and then early in the morning we leave to the airport and just stay there and waited for our flight. So yeah, a lot of things on tour. It's very challenging, especially if you're like a DIY type of band. A lot of things you could come across.
Grabe. Pila mo kabog sa kwan na to, bro? Like sharing a single Happy Meal.
yeah, single Happy Meal. So sa fries, nag-share kami ato. Sa burger, we kind of like took one bite each, and then sa drinks. Uh, that's actually good. The worst, probably one of the worst, not really the worst, but I don't
Mm.
consider that worst. But one of the most memorable thing that happened as well was also one of our show in Luzon, wherein we took Roro.
Oh,
Just Roro going to Luzon. So we are also tight on the budget, and plus cup noodles in in Roro or in vessels are quite
that's
expensive.
a, mm.
So we just bought one cup noodles and the four of us just shared on one cup noodles until we arrived in Batangas. So
Grabe ba?
yeah,
That's one for
we
the books gid na
yeah
story ba?
exactly.
Mm.
And when you're in a band and when you are when you love what you do, those
Mm.
type of things really doesn't matter.
Oh.
Because at the end of the day, you charge that to experience. Uh, you talk to people about that, and let them know that things like that happen, and it's not impossible. If you are uh, if you want to pursue
Mm.
what you love to do, you really need to you really need to be prepared in uh, going through that experience or that phase of your I don't know if you could call it career, but
Mm.
your band life, I would say.
I think isa gid sa makapastop sa isa ka band for doing tours or doing what they love. I know for a thing na every single band siguro wants to do tour pero makuan lang siguro mahadlok sa expenses asa sila magpuyo.
Mm.
I think ilang ikuanan gid ana is ang tawag ani ay na nagiuban tao magud nga murag kana bitaw anong mag-tour mo like wala may makuha ana. Di ba? Naging like
Yeah, we got that a lot.
skeptic gid ana ba nga murag sabi mo ko bayaran di mo dia like will you guys get paid for doing the tour or sa ba or just experience lang. Yan na bitaw.
Exactly. We get that very often. We get that a lot,
Mm.
from people that we know, especially for people, and don't blame them, because
Oh.
other people have that like perception wherein if you're going on tour, you're getting paid.
Oh.
And which others are don't get me wrong on that, others are. And sometimes you're lucky enough that some of these organizers understand that you guys are shelling out a good amount of money for the plane ticket, and they would shoulder
Mm.
the expenses of your food, accommodation, and all of that. But if they are not able to provide that, then what's your next step? Would you just say, okay, we can't pursue because we wanted people to cater us there and all of that? For us, if they have something for us, then we are thankful. If not, then we need to make sure that we still push through with our music, because this type of things you're not able to do this when you are hopefully we still can, but when you
Mm.
hit your limit, like probably at the age of 50 or more, going on tours might be a little, a bit of burden for you, because probably other responsibilities more important
Oh.
during that time. But that's the reason why during this time that you're still able to do that, and you have the capacity of doing it, just do it. I mean, for either for pleasure, either for experience, because these are the things that you would look back when you get old, and you would say that,
Oh.
just like what everyone is
Sakto.
saying, that when you get old, you look back at these things that you do, you are going to be looking back at the things that you could have done that you didn't do. So it's better to when you're already at your old age, you have a lot of things to tell to your peers. And for me, what's more important is setting an example for other bands who are
Mm.
up and coming, wherein it would give them the idea that it is possible for bands. Because during our time way back, and uh, because I started on a band when I was very young, so that was like around 2004, 2005.
Mm.
So during our years, or during that year, it is very no, it's there are some bands who are already doing some shows in Manila, and that's very impossible. that's very impossible for a local band before to do that. If you don't have like these connections,
Mm.
if you don't have a good amount of money, it's going to be impossible for you. Like, what are you going to be doing there? How are you going to be doing it? There's a lot of there's a lot of things to take. So what me and the other bands from other cities are doing right now, it's not only for our own benefit, but it's for the benefit of other bands who are up and coming, wherein they would see some blueprint or some footprints left by us, wherein they can follow. And if there are bands who would come to me and ask for advice, I'm always happy to help them, even giving connections, giving out connections where who can they get in contact with in the city wherein they can do shows. Because when we are done with our music, those guys who are on those up and coming bands, they are the ones who's going to be continuing the local scene. So it's very important that you set as I'm not saying that it's going to be like a good example, but something for them uh to follow, I would say,
Mm.
because it's very important. So don't mind, but and this is one thing that I always tell them: don't compromise your work, don't compromise your family for music.
Oh, yes, yes.
There's always time for everything, because if it's not for you, it's not for you. There's always time for everything. So if your work doesn't permit you to go on tour, because though some of us from the band
Mm.
are are able to skip work just for that. But my advice for other bands: don't compromise anything above your music, because above our music, it's always going to be our family and our work, because those are the things that keeps us going. Work, for one, is gives us the ability to pay for this, plane tickets, accommodation, buy our food during tour and all that. And of course, our family for their support, because if we don't have that, it's going to be impossible to continue to do what we're doing. So yeah.
And you guys only do tours, 'di ba? In weekend lang, 'di ba?
Yeah, majority of the tours that we do, it's always on the weekend, because most of us are working. So
Oh.
the show needs to be booked at least a month or two.
Mm.
That way, if we are required to travel at an earlier time during weekdays, we have plotted our leave already. So uh, nothing is being compromised.
Speaking of tour to bro. Di balik ipunta din sa tour na pod. Di ba namoy murag I think last year mo nakapost ito. Nga namoy international tour. Mo kwento sa
Yeah.
makwento siya dayon to siya or
So we are in the talks of our show was supposedly this June 24 for Vietnam.
oh.
But some things are, sometimes things don't go out as how you planned it. So it might be pushed a little back around August. But I am making sure, like, for us this year, we are making sure that we at least get one international show. So we're still in the talks with the organizer from Vietnam, and then
Mm.
hopefully we can schedule a definite date within this year. So we're looking for like around July or August. So hopefully we can do that.
Pang ikapilan ninyo ni nga kwan bro, nga international nga
Uh,
tour.
it's our second. So the first
Mm.
was in Taiwan in 2018 siguro to? 2018 or 2019?
Mm.
Somewhere there. I think.
Grabe.
2018. So it's our second, and then hopefully we can do a couple more next year. That's what we're looking for. Next year we're planning to do at least two or three
Mm.
international show if possible. So mag-limit lang mi sa show within within the country, and then siguro mag full swing. But for this year, we're really hoping that we can schedule a definite date for Vietnam.
Wow, grabe ba? Imagine, sa una, basta mag-iingon ba nga, dili pa gid possible sa una mag-tour, di ba? Like mo makita
Mm.
mag-tour by kung na international bands lang, US. Mag-tour sa
Yep.
lain-lain state. Then karon sa inyo, wow. Actually, first time ko kita band gid na murag posigido ba nga motor within the country. Lagi bro.
Yeah. Kay before that's actually one of the things that I really wanted to accomplish as a musician. Kay if you are a DIY band, or let's say underground sa atuhang own dialect sa atong type of music. Doing shows on other countries is very far-fetched or very impossible to do.
Oh.
Kay, who would even us, we didn't expect that we're gonna be doing a show in Taiwan. And it's actually almost 3 years in the making.
Mm.
And that's what, excuse me, that's what I'm saying, that it's always God's timing. If He's
Mm.
gonna permit you to do it this year, He's going to do it. If it's not, then you need to wait. So the first we got in contact with the organizer. First was 2017. We planned to do that, and then 2018. It's still impossible to do that because they already have things planned out. And then luckily, 2019, when we did not expect it, they sent us a message
Mm.
if we are interested to do a show there in Taiwan. And then yeah, it just happened. We book a ticket. We have a lot of hurdles going towards the Taiwan show because budgeting wise, very expensive on plane ticket, and then like going through the immigration, it's kind of like a very tedious process. But everything worked out, and we are able to go there. It's a different experience, to be honest.
Mm.
I think I would say that being a grand finalist to Wacken has the same Cloud9 effect
Oh.
in our Taiwan show. So those two things really go head to head when it comes to like a surreal type of emotion, uh, I would say.
Yeah. And aside from doing tours, di ba, sa inyong kabisi karon sa Surebol, you guys have just partnered with Urban Dangerous, right? Pwede mo ma...
Yep,
Is that... Yay!
support
Represent!
support the local
Local
scene.
scene. So, unsay ko na, bro?
So
How did that happen?
so Arm and Dangerous,
Mm.
they're actually close friends of ours because the owner, Arvin. Shout out to Arvin if he's watching right now.
Shout out.
He's also in a band called uh oh man, I forgot. Uh oh, he's gonna kill me for that. Wait, uh forgot the band name. So wait. No. Let me just look up. He's gonna kill me for that.
Sis,
Okay.
ana si Louie.
Cease the silence. Oh my god. I
Ana si Arvin,
apologize.
nagtanaw si Arvin, bro.
Arvin, I apologize. I forgot the No, so Arvin Arvin is actually a close friend of ours because
Mm.
our guitarist, Tonton, is also the bassist for Cease the Silence.
Oh.
Oh my god, both of them are gonna kill me. So no. So we guys have been on tour for Dumaguete and Cebu, and we have been in contact with them ever since we started touring. So when we got to tour with them, there's really no close talks that we guys are gonna sponsor you. There's really no. I'm just aware that Arvin has his own clothing line, and I think after we did a show in our Dumaguete and Cebu, when we did a show in Bacolod, he gave us free shirts
Mm.
as a compliment, and as like a thank you gift for what you did for the band. And then after that, there's really nothing. So what happened there was Arvin released his new catalog earlier this year, I think, and I just sent him a message that I love the design for his sweater or for his long sleeve.
Mm.
So I messaged him if how much, and then I wanted to buy one. And I kind of like just open up that they are currently looking for a band to work with
Mm.
as their brand ambassador. And it so happened that they have showed interest for Sureball. And for us, it's a very good opportunity. I mean, the brand is very good. I think it fits well with Sureball as well. Plus, they are good friends of ours, so it's really an honor as well for us to partner with them. And this is kind of like a long-term relationship as well with Arm and Danger. So we're very thankful for Arm and Dangerous in choosing us to be part of their brand and their family as well. So shout out to our family at Arm and
Shout out,
Dangerous. If you
I'm
guys wanted
dangerous.
to grab their shirts, they ship nationwide. So just check their latest catalog. It's a banger. So thank you so much again, Arvin.
Shout out, Yarvin. All right. Aside sa kwan, bro, sa music, what are you up to these days?
Uh, these days, I kind of like just wanted to focus more on uh so enclosure. That's
Mm.
my other project with Apple, used with Eidolon as well. We're hoping, because all of this Wacken going on, we're supposedly to start working on our EP as well. So
Mm.
hopefully within the year, we are able to do that. After all this, after these things happen, so hopefully we can start. We're already done with some parts of the guitars, so we're gonna start working on that. Aside from that, actually, I kind of like still do photography a little bit, digital work, digital artwork, but that's just for like just leisure and just killing time. But right now, like the most thing that I do to take my time up is like running.
Mm.
So, because that's one thing that I kind of like just like love to do, just to have that solidarity feeling. So running is, I'm going out on like just like very short runs, like 5 kilometer run or 10 kilometer run every week, just to, still keep my body healthy because we're already on that, exiting that 30s uh,
Wow.
frame of age. So
Seryoso,
yeah,
bro? Exiting your 30s?
dili pa man, pero siguro we still have a couple of years, but going towards there. So I don't want to,
Di maklaro ba eh? Honest.
yeah. So I don't want to feel, that I wasn't able to take care of my body. So at the same time, I just wanted it to be balanced. Taking care of my body as well. At the same time, still able to do the things that I love to do because health is wealth, and if your
Mm.
health is affected, then there are a lot of things that will be set back. Music, the other things that you do. So uh, I always make sure that I put my health in priority above all.
Unsay kwan, bro? Difference sa sureball ug sa enclosure, like nagid siya murag lahi nga element mo ginabutang, or it's still the
Yeah.
same.
With actually, I would say musicality wise, Enclosure is more like a because I don't want to label our songs because I don't want to be I don't want to be called out for that. But with
Mm.
Enclosure, it's more of like a hardcore influence,
Mm.
dude. Like majority of our songs in Enclosure are probably I would say 70% influenced by hardcore riffs and bands like Counterparts,
Mm.
uh, those bands on that on that lane. And with Sureball, we kind of like wanted to have like a more crossover type of musicality. Like we have some melodic songs. We have songs that are unclean. We have songs that are have that some like the post-hardcore metal
No.
crossover type of sound. But lyrically wise, uh, with Shoreball, it's more on uh, I think it's more on life experience for me, like
Mm.
how I reflect things on a personal note. And for Enclosure, it's more like a collective
Mm.
type of uh, type of situation wherein I would create songs about a certain individual who went through this, you know, portion of his life, and then try to reflect that on a song. So there's both they're both different types when it comes to the songwriting process or me doing the lyrics for the song, because with Shurbul it's more like my personal experience, how I see things uh, in life. And then with Enclosure it's more of like creating a song from another person's perspective on life, and how we struggle. So yeah, that's I try to make sure that they don't have like the similar type of vibe,
Mm.
because it doesn't make sense you having two bands and having that same motive or theme when it comes to the lyrics.
Di ba isa pod ka side project, bro, which you released another single for that band?
Yeah, that's with Crosspaths. That's with
Oh, Crosspaths.
yeah, Crosspaths. That's more like a straight edge hardcore
Mm.
band that me and my friend, he is the previous guitarist of I Fall I Rise, Michael, who's currently based in Canada. So it's more of like a virtual setup wherein he would do the guitars and then drums. I think he's doing everything there on his end, and then he would send me the finished product, and
Mm.
then after that I would be putting the lyrics in there, and then for us it's more of like there's like a theme always for the song, and you know, it's kind of like unique because it's being done virtually. We
Mm.
we kind of like connect every time. I would send him the lyrics and have him filter it if it's good for him, and then I would send like a sample demo of how I would be putting the song in place with his guitars, and then he would edit it. And if there are some areas of the guitars as well that I think, or some part of the song that I think doesn't apply well with the entire body of the song, I do we do those type of changes. So before it's kind of like impossible to do because I was thinking that like how are we going to do that? But it turns out to just it it, it didn't that really became a hurdle like how we are creating the song, him being there and me being here. So it's good. It's really a fun experience working with him, and we're currently doing our on that project. So
Mm.
hopefully it's just because of the entire Wacken. So majority of these things have been like
Mm.
pushed back a little bit. So hopefully after Wacken we can start doing all of the songs already and release it.
So sa kuan mo record sa vocals, bro, do you do it with yourself or kuan record it with the studio?
I record it for the demo. I would just
Mm.
like record it with my phone. Just record
Mm.
it with my phone and then uh put the put the lyrics on the on speaker, and then just sing it and then send it to him, and then after that, once it's finalized, we record it. So currently we're recording at Cerberus Audio. Shout
Mm.
out as well. Cerberus Audio is run by our close friend as well, and it's currently the our not our session guitarist, but our backup guitarist,
Mm.
Alfred, is doing the guitars because just Tony is busy with his dad life right now. So Alfred is taking in the guitar parts, and yeah, we're doing recordings at him. Very good quality. So for friends in Visayas or other places, just contact Silver's Audio.
All
That's
right.
another shout out.
Shout out. And before time again, bro, na-message na ni si Arvin. Thank you so much, brother, and to the whole Surebol band. We're here to support you guys all the way. All right.
Again, salamat.
All right, so
Thank
that
you,
was
Arvin.
VC of Surebol. Go check out his band and his other projects, stream their songs, and go see them live if they will come to your city. Also, bro, and can we kuan bro sa imong parting message?
Yeah, daghang salamat, OBM, Musika Lokal, for having me for the second time.
Yes.
You guys, have been a huge help for us as well, and for other bands,
Mm.
that are wanting their music to be heard. I think what you guys are doing is very good for the music, for the local scene, not only for CDO, but you guys are covering a lot of land with that you guys are doing. So more power, and we guys will always be in support for whatever you guys do. Also, yeah, support us guys for this upcoming finals in Wacken. We're very much happy and glad to be sharing the stage with all of the finalists. Everyone deserves this slot, so whoever wins, I'm pretty sure is going to be deserving to represent the Philippines in Germany. And yeah, support my band Surebol. Check us out on social media. All the good stuffs are there. Surebol Iloilo. Also check Enclosure PH. Also check
The
Crosspaths.
Spats.
And our Arm and Dangerous
Mm.
and Service Audio.
And also,
And shout
thank
out to
you,
my good
bro,
friend
for
Jellens.
helping us sa Musika Lokal. Kay Musika Lokal
Yeah,
playlist won't be a thing without kay VC sa idea sa Sound to the self-production zone na. Well, dito man naman
Yeah,
nagyawat.
yeah, we're always happy, we're always
Mm.
happy. So we're always connected in one scene. So, whatever help we can do, let's reach out to one another and, let's make our music scene a more fun place to live in.
Yeah. So thank you for doing this, bro. Once again, this is VC. And this is Alfie. So thank you for being with
Thanks, guys.
us. Kita-kits sa sunod episode. God bless and enjoy the rest of the weekend.
Yep, stuck its blood. Peace.